Here's a 5-minute daily shoulder mobility routine for those with shoulder limitations. I'm going to pretend as if my shoulder in this video has only about 50% range of motion. So here's what I would do. These are some regressions of some videos that I have, of some exercises I have in another video for those with full range of motion. So in this example, I'm going to pretend that, say, I can only get my right shoulder up to around here where it starts to get uncomfortable, and this would be super painful. So I'm never going to go past here in this video. If that's you, follow along. So you can get yourself a PVC pipe like this or a broomstick and begin with some regressed over and backs. Now, as I mentioned before, we're going to bring it to our limit and then maybe a little bit past that for some mild discomfort, but we're not going to thrust ever into pain. Pain and discomfort are not the same thing. We want to test the edge of our limit a little bit, and we could do that for about 10 repetitions. Now, obviously, if you have shoulder limitations, you're not going to be able to do the full over and back. So what you can do is you can do this on the, you can go forward for 10 repetitions, okay? And then we can do 10 to the side, like this, and then 10 to the back, as far as you can go. And you can do those on each side. If your left shoulder is better than your right or vice versa, you could alternate them, because it would be a little hard to do them to the same plane, and do it like that. And then you can go to the right and then the left, okay? So we're gonna go around the horn like that, forward, side, and back to test our limits there a little bit. Get yourself loose again with some shoulder rotations, okay? Circle forward, circle back. You can do that about 10 times in each direction. It's also good to keep the neck loose when working the shoulder area. So get that going. Now, next we're going to go to palms up, palms down in alternating fashion. Again, here though, this is the full range of motion for that, but for you, let's assume that we have some limited rotation. So do it again, let's just say 50% in each direction, just to get that rotation going. But you don't have to twist all the way around, because you can, and that's okay. Do what you can do, okay? But let's say about 10 on each side for that. Next thing to do, by the way, with those over and backs, if you don't have a PVC pipe, you can do them with a light band, okay? Now, a light band will be the next thing we're going to use here. So you're going to take the light band, you're going to bring it up, and you're going to do some band pull-aparts, okay? As far as you can go. This is going to strengthen the joint and the muscles that stabilize around it. You can do 10 forward, overhand I mean, and you can do 10 underhand. If these are easy for you, over time you have a thicker band, like I have a few thicker bands, you can progress to thicker bands. Next we're going to go do a controlled articular rotation, a carve. This is very important to improve your mobility. And in this video, remember, you only have 50% mobility in one shoulder. So your typical carve, to show you one full rep, is when you twist the arm all the way around so that my pinky is facing all the way out. And then I bring it all the way up and around and back. So now I'm going to show you the 50% version of that. So in this example, I can only go here, and that's okay. And I can't reach my arm all the way up and over, so I'm going to bring it stretching for that maximum range of motion, but on a lower circular plane than the one I just showed you. And maybe I'll come all the way around to here, and that starts to maybe hurt up there, so I'll bring the circle in more narrow. So basically what you're seeing is the same thing that I showed you in the first example, with a smaller circle that's not going as high, and it's not going as wide, okay? So this is the same motion, okay? And you can do 10 on each side. These you only do one side at a time. Okay, but note that my pinky is always rotated out as far as I can do it, okay? And maybe I'm actually getting a little smaller as I go here, because maybe this is only where you are, okay? This is still, even if this is as wide as your circle can go, you're still doing the same thing, getting the same benefit relative to where you are, and that's okay. And you would do that on the other side too. Maybe your left arm is totally fine and you can do full ones over there, or maybe it's more like in the 75% range because it's just a tight shoulder, but it has less limitation, okay? So again, the controlled articular rotation in the injured or limited shoulder is going to look more like this. A smaller rotation, not all the way out. A narrower circle, not going as high, not going as wide, but yet you are still working that range of motion, okay? You do 10 of those. You can also grab a light dumbbell and do some shrugs. You can do them two-handed or one-handed, okay? This is a warm-up weight. This might even mean, the weight I'm using is irrelevant. It has to be light for you, okay? In your regular training, you're probably gonna be incorporating lots of other shoulder exercises like, rows and shrugs and flies and raises and things like that, but we're not doing that here. Here we're just focusing on mobility, but I think if I were you, in my 5-minute mobility, I would want to get a couple of shrugs in just to get working that joint. Okay, we're approaching 5 minutes here. Make sure also that you're doing some form of push-up. So for you, that might be on a wall. Okay, obviously a full push-up with that type of limitation would be difficult. So perhaps you're doing it on a wall. Maybe that two-handed wall is too easy for you. Maybe you progress to a one-handed wall push-up. Maybe you can eventually get down to instead of standard push-up and you can progress your way up. Maybe you're not at a standard push-up yet. Maybe you can do this on your knees and get some reps of those. Don't be macho. It's okay if you can't do a regular push-up. Do what you can do, okay? Eventually, maybe you can eventually get to do a full push-up, but if you have a tight or very, very stiff shoulder, you can totally do push-ups on your knees or on the wall, and that's gonna help. All right, any questions? Comment below.